pretty heckin' cool. I've been thoroughly enjoying this game, and I'm looking forward to the sequel. I know, that is definitely, like, a really cool thing, for sure. If someone's just like, hey, guess what? I am going to make you badges or emotes, and you're not allowed to say anything about it. Oh yeah, I think this is the wrong save. Or is it? No, that'll be it. Oh, right, because we just left Jabberwocky's lair and the griffin brought me back. Oh, that's a new person. Big head ass. Yay! I don't care about dying anymore. Now I've discovered the beauty of quick saving. Quick saving, quick loading is great. It's me time? Yeah, new glasses. I'm more powerful. The funny thing is, like, it's like an improvement for everything. Like, for nearsightedness, apparently I had like, a little bit of, like, stigmatism that's being corrected as well. It's still gonna take a couple days for my eyes to adjust. But, otherwise, yeah, we're good. Hey, Enki, yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. Like, my only real critique would be the amount of times that you kind of die. But since the game does have quick saving and quick loading, I feel like that point kind of becomes moot. But everything else is great. I love the, you know, corruptedness of Wonderland that occurs. The Mad Hatter was pretty creepy. Like, there's that one point where there's this, like, bloody message on the wall that's like, "You're next." Is this Humpty Dumpty? Who are you? Oh. I thought he was hurting me, but it was a fire guy over here. The weapons are pretty cool, too. I'm fairly fond of the, Ice Wand. The Jacks are also fun. They're brutal. Like, they feel like they're like piranha plants, you know? So are you? Can I talk to you? Are you just sitting here smoking? Oh. Wait, what was that? Huh. Well, that's closed off. I imagine there's nothing by the Oracle. I guess the maze is the next place to go. Majestic Maze. The game feels like it hasn't aged well with the climbing. Yeah. I mean, a little, like... I would also say, yeah, the platforming at points is a little eh. But I do try to keep in mind this game is from 2000, so... I actually did say last time I played it, I wish I did play this, like, years and years ago back when it first came out. I feel like I would have really gotten into the game. You know when, like, you really like a series of some sort, and it kind of, like, becomes a part of your personality and all that stuff? Like, I feel like this game could have done that for me. Like, I could definitely see, like, 13-year-old Varlden being like, yo, like, angsty Wonderland goth Alice is happening. This is fucking epic. Oh, you guys like got upgraded weapons. No, his actual name is American McGee. Or like America is his name. It's like I haven't known anyone personally. I've known a couple of people that like have had the name in the past. Yeah, and like frankly, it's kind of just the controls, really, I would say. Because I would say that the graphics are like still good. Like the art style of the game, I feel like isn't detracted at all. There's a hippie named a child America. Oh, look, here's the thing though, like American McGee is definitely way cooler than Elon Musk. Oh, that's what that did. Secret. Wait, is that part of the...
A blunderbuss in the hands of a blockhead is a catastrophe waiting to happen. You're not a dunderhead, but exercise great care.
What? Did they give me a gun? Dude, they gave Alice a gun. Wasn't I joking about that, like, on the first day? Like Alice in Wonderland, if they gave Alice a gun. Like, imagine if I had this and I fought the Jabberwocky. Just shot his face off. You're a very edgy, emo teen. I feel that. I was, like, into classic rock music a lot, and that wasn't really a thing that too many people did. I, like listened to. Back in my school, at least, anyway. Oh yeah, this game is from 2000. Okay, note to self though, that blunderbuss does take up all of my ammo. Oh right, I have the staff. I think this is the staff. Oh. Okay, that has friendly fire on it. Freeze.
A blunderbuss in the
Alright, let's save now that I've got that.
It's a catastrophe waiting to happen. You're not a dunderhead, but exercise great care.
Alright, so this man is just smoking here. Okay, and maybe I meant to, like, shoot the thing? Oh yeah, I remember I used to like going to shop at Hot Topic. Because that's like one of the few places I could just find like band t-shirts. Oh, I'm getting pounded here. The coffin go. You might have big news soon. Nice. You had a Hot Topic earlier. I low-key kind of missed that. That was like one of the few things that we had to do in Florida, was go to like malls and just hang out and stuff. And like, of course, my local Hot Topic did. My local Hot Topic had a mall. My local mall had a Hot Topic. Also, you may hear that we got a little thunderstorm going on here. My favorite kind of weather. I love it. Yeah, so y'all are like upgraded. So does that just go up into the air? Was that me that hit me? Huh. I'm just gonna trust in my handy jacks. Oh right, I forgot I have the watch as well. I can just freeze time. Stop. Hammer time. Yeah, so they are, like, definitely stronger. Oh, that guy up there is attacking me. Wait, Jackson's, where is that? Wait, that guy... Oh, that guy didn't actually die? Let's just redo that. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense for Sweden. Like, I imagine just, like, Stockholm and, like, Gothenburg is probably, like, all you could really find for stuff like that. It is pretty cool, though. Well, it's technically Göteborg, I believe is the Swedish pronunciation. It's one of the cities where the English pronunciation and spelling is different. There's a couple of cities like that around the world. But yes, in English it does have Goth in its name. Like Warsaw, for example. We call it Warsaw, the capital of Poland. But it's actually like Warsaw, like Warsaw or something like that. I obviously don't know how to like actually pronounce it. I'm not Polish. I am just gonna smack balls at you until you die. Okay, let's go ahead and save.
Only the Jabberwock's eye staff can pry them open.
Yeah, it's like, that is what this is. I'm pretty certain. Ah, that's how you use it. Okay, just me being a silly. So now we're in Queen of Hearts land. In English, we call it ours. Oi, mein Gott, don't go in there, little German boy. It's the blunt smoking. So what is this? It's like a death beam I have now? It's actually pretty sick. Get out of my way, punk. Oh, yeah, actually, it probably would have respawned me inside of there. The music, oh yeah, that's been one thing. I feel like I haven't said it much, but like, the music in this game, really good. In every area that you go to, it really does just set the atmosphere. Alright, let's try going this way. Okay, yeah, so the Jabberwock, his eye staff is really strong. Oh, hello, you were right behind me. I like it though. Linked me to a remix. Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely, like, when I'm done streaming this game, I would like to look up a little more of the music. Because at least, like, when you're streaming a game, I feel like you don't quite get to, like, enjoy the music as much because you're trying to do stuff. Unless you just, like, stop kind of playing and listen to it. It's been kind of bombarded by enemies here. I love it. Al starts morbing. Let's go ahead and quick save here too. Okay, yeah, so 8 is the Jabberwocky staff. But anyway, yeah, I would definitely play Madness Returns at some point as well. Probably before the year is over, for sure. Okay. So these are spades. Right, that wasn't actually a way to go. Oh. Portal? Where you go? Oh, you don't even open? What? Be gone. Curious. It's a fake. I feel like what I have seen from what I've looked up a little bit, a lot of people seem to like the sequel a lot more. One thing I saw quite a lot was people said like the kind of bad parts or flaws of this game basically were corrected or improved upon. Oh, they got me there. Yeah, quick saving, like here, definitely helps save you. Oh, so does he... So the eye staff also burns them too? Like they have like a burning effect that gets onto them as well. Okay, this weapon is great. I mean, it makes sense if I'm having, like, the Jabberwocky's staff belong to itself. Oh, kid. Kids are cool. Ooh, interesting. Oh, hi. You're not friends. Hmm. I think enemies are respawning. Let's see. Oh, what if I stop time? Thinking I stop time. That might be it. The entire game and also the box. Oh, right. If I stand here, stop time. Oh, my brain is so huge. Weren't expecting that, were you, Queen?
Ride the thermal drafts like a gyre falcon.
You know what other older games I really liked I feel like most people don't know of? Is Black and White 2 and also Dungeon Keeper 2. Those two games I used to play quite a lot, like as like, you know, like 13, 14-ish. Probably even younger than that too. There were some like Hand of God games, they were just really good. Kind of just like did things well in my opinion. And that's honestly how you know a game is good. Like, if you're willing to just, like, put hours into not really progressing the game, then, like, it's a good game. If you're just, like, engrossed for that amount of time. Okay, so... gotta wait and not get blown. Tell me about... oh, the space pinball. Trust me, I know about space pinball, playing Minesweeper. My grandmother, way back, you know, when she was still alive, used to play solitaire. The spider solitaire that comes with the computer. All the time. If I ever went into the computer room when she was there, spider solitaire. Get Jabberwockied. Save. Also, I think in Madness Returns, you have like different outfits. Because I've seen Alice in like some super goth looking outfits, and I was like, damn, they gave Alice gender. I'm into it. Whoa! I think I got damage boosted, and I didn't want to be damage boosted. Yeah, see if they hit you like that. I've learned that the hard way. They're not fun. They can just send you flying like that. So there's one more, right? That's the one hit me before, I think. There, yeah, there you are. It's in chapters, and she gets a different outfit each chapter. Okay, that's pretty cool. I definitely support that. Ah, there you are. You were, like, right above me. We can grab, like, a little bit more health, right? Okay, I think we're good to jump. Oop, okay, no, that was definitely my bad there. Tried to like let ourselves rise up a little bit between each one. Oh yeah, cosplaying is like one of Alice's outfits would be pretty cool for sure. But yeah, I can see that would be difficult because you'd have a whole bunch of different ones to choose from. And you know, like unless you had like the money for it, I guess like it would be kind of hard to do them all. Or like money slash patience. You know, it's actually kind of neat though. If there was like a convention that lasted for a couple of days, you could just like do a different Alice outfit for each one if you wanted to. That's actually what some Steven Universe cosplayers do. Even like my ex did that, which I thought was pretty neat. Because they have like different outfits as they like get regenerated and stuff like that. It's like my ex's thing was she would do like Pearl's like regular outfit on day 1 of like the Steven Universe convention. Forget what she did on the second day, but the third day, which was like the half day stuff kind of winding down day, she just did like Waitress Pearl, which is just kind of like wearing a tuxedo. So it more or less required like the least amount of work to actually put stuff together. DragonCon in Atlanta? Is that like in Atlanta in England? Whoa, I'm unaware of? Because you say Atlanta to me, I'm thinking Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, you're dead. Okay. Atlanta. Ah, okay, gotcha. Atlanta, Georgia. I know, I think that 2 of my roommates went to the same convention that Dom went to, actually. I didn't say anything in the Discord, but I think they did. Because, like, they went off the weekend to a convention, and I saw, like, Dom was at a convention. And we live in the same state, so I was like, wait, did they, like... Are they at the same thing, maybe? But yeah, the Empire City Con was the only one only convention I've been to. And it was the first time I cosplayed, which was really cool. I cosplayed as Mystery Girl, which I can't really like get a picture right now, but if I wanted to like Google Mystery Girl Steven Universe, you'll see it. And that was the person I cosplayed as. And like the first day I did kind of like her regular outfit. The second day, I tried to go for, like, a sort of, like, biker feel to it. Like, I had fingerless gloves and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. I had, like, the pink wig and everything. Had, like, a fake lip piercing, too. And it was really fun. I would definitely like to cosplay again. And I definitely will at some point. I mean, I would have gone to the Steven Universe convention again, but... I'm just, like, a little iffy because of, you know, COVID and all of that. Even though I'm, like, boosted and vaccinated. But I do live in a good spot to, like, go to various conventions if I wanted to. So I definitely kind of feel like I should take advantage of that fact, you know? The best part, to be honest, though, I got to meet Dee Dee, who does the voice of Pearl, and that's great. Like, imagine whatever your favorite voice actor is, or, like, favorite actor, or, like, game designer or something. I met, like, that person. Like, that was what it was for me. And I was, like, so stoked. I did get to meet Rebecca Sugar as well, the creator of Steven Universe. Not at the convention, but somewhere else. At a book signing, and that was also really cool. Well, they take over 3 hotels. Yes, the Steven Universe convention is a small one. Like, it's a max of like 1,500 people, I want to say. So I guess it's basically about the size of a GDQ, actually. So I think that also helped it to be a good first con experience, because I didn't go to, like, you know, one of these absolutely massive cons with like 20,000 people. It kind of let me sort of experience it without it getting too big, you know? But yeah, for this, it was like everyone was like in one hotel, and the convention center was like, the convention area was like a section of the hotel. It wasn't like terribly big. Yeah, it definitely can depend. But Rebecca was very nice. Well, I think she was pretty tired, to be honest. Which definitely makes sense after all that time she spent signing books. And Dee Dee just, like, radiates Pearl energy in real life. It's actually really amazing. Yeah, I mean, aside from, you know, Rebecca Sugar and Dee Dee's voice actor, I haven't met any famous people. I mean, I've been to concerts, but I feel like just because I'm in the same room as, like, you know, like, at, like, an arena, I don't feel like that counts as meeting them. They're, like, the only two I, like, actually met, like, face-to-face. And I got, like, pictures posted on my, like, Twitter, too. I think if you search, like, Varlden, and then, like, Dee Dee, D-E-E, D-E-E, one word, you'll see pictures. It was great, too, because the day that I met her, she was doing, like, a bad Pearl outfit, too. So it's kind of like, I was, like, mystery girl, she was, like, bad Pearl. Oh, yeah, we may die here. That's fine. I don't really know who, like, as of now, I'd most want to meet when it comes to celebrities. I suppose maybe Dana Terrace, who created the Owl House. I wouldn't mind meeting her. I really liked the Owl House. CPC gamer. Oh, trust me, if I could, I would love to meet, like, everyone I know on Twitch and hang out with them. At least that is, like, you know, at least we have stuff like, you know, GDQs and TwitchCons. It's kind of like, you know, otherwise we, I don't know, have to just, like, say, hey, I'm, like, in the same area as you, you want to hang out? I saved. I think I'm gonna die, though. Oh, I'm not gonna die? Oh, I'm underwater, though. Right, I have Turtle's thing. I think I'm being chased. I am being chased. Ah, I see. I think underwater I can only use the knife. That does make things a little more difficult. Discord helps? Discord definitely helps. Okay, so... this isn't open. It probably needs to be opened, though. Do you remember back when we used Skype? Like, that awkward period between, like, forums and, like... when people use, like, forums and IRC chats and Skype, I guess? Skype was, like, so bad for any sort of, like, larger server or anything. Plus, if you wanted to have a call, you can only have, like, 20 people in it at once. Okay, well, I'm guessing we're supposed to go in here. We're just gonna have to figure out where to go. So that's another area. I think, yeah, I think we're supposed to just go underwater here. Figure something out. I think that's... okay, I am being chased. Wasn't sure if I was being shot at or chased. Jeez, where do they keep coming from? Ah, here we go, over here. Alright, we're back in business. I can just do that real quick. Don't necessarily have to do that, but... didn't even see me sneak kill. Oh! I love... that's like my favorite way when they die, is when their bodies just like blow up in a gory mess. It's so cool. Burn, baby, burn. Oh, this looks like a spider. That's cool. Did you ever play Nox? No. I don't think I know what that is, actually. I can't say it sounds familiar either, because Nox is, like, just a word. Ah, okay, here we go. So that unlocked that right there. older PC game, kind of like Diablo. Okay, yeah, yeah. You get a staff just vaporizes everything. It does seem like the game has thrown a lot of enemies at me, so I feel like they gave you the staff as a like, hey, you're about to enter like combat hell. Have a weapon that just vaporizes all your enemies. Which I do appreciate it. I like it when games do stuff like that and make you kind of feel like you're a badass. Or like you get like a super strong ally or something like that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think also the enemies are respawning. Like, it didn't... It seems like that's the case. Oh, and it's only 5? Nice. I mean, it's pretty much like about $5 US too. I think the euro and the dollar are like about the same right now, from what I recall. Alright, let's autosave. I know what I think I'm going to be doing next week is I've been really itching to give Ironemon a chance, which is like a big challenge for Pokemon. It's going to be Fire Red too. I've just like I've been watching a lot of people doing it lately, and it's just really caught my attention. Plus, you know, since I do stuff like speedruns and randomizers, I'm kind of into like challenges and stuff. And I kind of tried to do it before, but I didn't really know too much going into it. I feel like now that I'm more knowledgeable, I won't just like get blasted like I did last time. But there is definitely a lot of older games I just like never got around to playing for one reason or another. So over time, I definitely do intend to play more and more of them. Like, this is a great example. Because Alice was a game I've been aware of for quite a while, I just never actually played it. Honestly, I didn't even know that there was a sequel. That was like kind of new knowledge to me as well. This isn't the way back, is it? Ooh. Mirror. Oh, I'm like invisible? Sick. Yeah, because we came up there where the hearts was. I guess the game is telling me to go down there? Let's save. Did I maybe mess up? Or, no, we're supposed to go this way, I think. Yeah, see, that was kind of why I got into streaming too, because I, like many people, had a huge backlog of games on my Steam account, and I figured if I were to stream games and, you know, I play for like 3 hours or something, I'm going to feel some sort of obligation to return to it. Because I'm thinking, well, you know, people were watching me play through the game, I should, you know, redo it again. I should, you know, go back into it, keep on playing it. You know, as a way to basically give me the motivation. Not like in a like it's not like a bad pressuring sort of way for me. That wouldn't be how I describe it. But it's kind of like give me that push and motivation to like just not drop a game and never play it again. Because that was something I did do a couple of times. Oh, hello, everyone's just coming back. It's not a job? Right, right. Unless you are like a full-time streamer, then it is kind of a job. But yeah, just for like hobby purposes. The whole streaming definitely like helps me actually beat games. I would say there is a downside, though. It does make me feel like... I don't know, I guess I should, like, go through a game quicker if I'm streaming it and not spend as much time doing side stuff. Just because I feel like if I'm streaming it, I should, like... I don't know. It's probably, like, irrational thoughts or something. But I feel like I should, like, just beat it quicker and not do as many side things.
Proof that being a reptile has advantages.
Okay. Where are we now? I'm out fishing. I guess we just gotta pop in. Alright. Is there anything underwater? No, it doesn't look like there is. Oh, hey, there is literally a whole nother way to go over here. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, with Pokemon games, for example, I'll usually save, like, endgame content for, like, myself to do, like, some other time. But I'll usually, like, end the stream, like, with beating the Elite Four. And, like, maybe doing, like, a little bit of sides, like, like about post-game stuff. I love quick saving. Alright, let's see. Oh, this is probably gonna move when I get on it. Oh, or do that. That's also cool. Halsey doesn't know if she wants to swim or get up. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, well, no. Bad fish. I do not feel confident about fighting this fish right now. And there we go. Okay, we did this quick save right here. I've also found that particularly with the Yakuza games too, that I just like don't play as much because I'm trying to like, you know, because I just want to kind of like get through the main story a little bit quickly. Dang, fish got hands. Are we quicker than them, though? Oh, speedrun strats. Look at me channeling my inner speedrunner. The speedrun for this, I think, is about, like, just a little over half an hour, too. Well, are you telling me I could have gone through this the entire time? Okay, so we gotta get up there. Oh, do we have to go down here, though? Okay, maybe not. Or maybe I just went the wrong way. Maybe because that way had the turbine or something there. Oh no, here we go. We're supposed to get some more air. Okay, learning as we go. And we'll save. So that's how we get up here. Okay, water levels will go up again. Fishies. At least they only take like 2 hits with your knife. You just kind of can't like see them too well. Okay, we're good. Back up to full health. Quick save and head down here. I was saying too, I feel like this game could use a we could use like a death counter for this. Almost like it's a Dark Souls game. Because you kind of do end up dying quite a lot. But you know, with the quick save and everything, it's not like. Are you gonna kill me? No, you just suck me. Oh, you do kill me. Well, that's brutal. Okay, so when we go over that one, we'll have to be kind of high. Because otherwise, we get sucked. I've played Conqueror's Bad Fur Day, so I'm used to giant underwater fans that try to kill you in one shot. Actually, this game came before Conqueror's Bad Fur Day. So Conqueror's Bad Fur Day kind of ripped that off of Alice in Wonderland. Alice. Imagine that. And I assume we're heading over here. Save? Alright, or maybe not. Well, that just took me back down one level. Maybe I'm supposed to go to the other side. Yeah, I think that's the idea. There's something over here to go to. Or not? Ah, I was supposed to go down here. I have like no health. Labyrinth Revenge. Okay, we have full magic, no health. This could be bad. Let's see, where do you want me to go? No, I need you to not do that. I needed his health. Okay, there we go. Getting some health. Well, I like the music in this. This area has some creepy music. I feel like I can't make this jump. My feelings were right. But like that, I can make it. Or I guess you could have like jumped there or something instead. There are like multiple ways to make that. Creepy steam room? Oh yeah, it is really nice. It actually does make me curious what the speedrun does, because I know Darkened Sky utilizes that, because when you continuously load up your save again and again, your character actually respawns a little bit higher. And so they use that to do some like really big sequence breaking stuff. So I've been kind of curious if this game does utilize that for the speedrun as well. Either way, if the speedrun for this game is only about half an hour, there's definitely some sort of shenanigans that the speedrunners do. As they always do. I do like me some speedrunning. Oh, hello. This little guy. That's great. If you didn't know, Breath of the Wild, basically they have flying machines. They use stasis on items and then smack them repeatedly and then jump on top of them, and because of the way they have it angled and everything, they just kind of like fly across the map on like trees and stuff. It's really amusing to watch. You could even do something like at some point they get like a piece of metal on top of something else, and they use the like levitation thing, and they can just like literally fly like that. I think they only use that in like one point of the run still, and that's like in the like Goron area by around Death Mountain. But I do believe the speedruns still utilize it, yeah. Oh yeah, probably. I just love speedruns. Like, I would always recommend anyone think of some of your favorite games, and at some point just look up a speedrun and look up like the world record or like one of the top runs for it, and just like enjoy watching how they bust open your favorite game to just beat it as fast as possible. Like, I remember what got me kind of to like want to explore Twitch and check it out more was watching Super Mario Sunshine and Luigi Mansion's speedruns. And both of those were pretty fun to watch. Then, like, from there, Paper Mario, another one of my favorite games from my childhood. I looked up the speedrun for that. Was amused by how much they were able to break that as well. And it's not like it's just older games, too. Like, some newer games are really, like, busted open as well. Elden Ring, for example. I think Elden Ring, the fastest category is, like, 10 minutes, I want to say. And that uses, like, out-of-bounds glitches and, like, shenanigans like that. Oh, good enough I was distracted by talking. I would have ran and gotten blown away. Not getting me this time. I do find this all interesting, because, like, this is sort of what the Mad Hatter's area was like. I mean, I guess it makes sense, because I think in this corrupted version of Wonderland, the Mad Hatter is working with the Queen. So it kind of makes sense, like, his inventions and all of that are here in Queensland. We're in Australia, by the way. Queensland is in Australia. Showing him Banjo-Kazooie. Yep, I like Banjo-Kazooie speedruns, too. The fun thing, too, is how, like, I think every... I want to say, like, pretty much every level they beat in, like, at or around 10 minutes. And, like, completing the entire level, too, at that. Except Click Clock Wood. Even in the speedruns, Click Clock Wood takes quite a while. Which, you know, makes sense since it's almost kind of like 4 worlds turned into once. I think Click Clock Wood takes about 35 minutes to speedrun and 100% it. Alright, this one takes me up a little bit higher. Ooh, okay, made it. Burn, baby, burn. And give me your life. Banjo-Tooie as well, if you ever get the chance to, if you've not looked at it. Banjo-Tooie, any percent, is actually faster than Banjo-Kazooie. Because there's some shenanigans they can do with watching cutscenes and tricking the game into, like, reading the loading zones improperly. So basically they get up to, like, Glitter Gulch Mine, and then they store, like, the cutscene of the UFO going into Witchy Worlds, and some sort of shenanigans lets them go back to the main menu, do a boss battle on, like, the boss replay thing, and then when they go back into the save file, it's, like, messed up the loading memory of the game, and it puts them right into Grunty's... No, I think it puts you right into the fight with Hag 1, actually. I forget what it's called, but the trick... I forget what it stands for, but the trick is DCW. Which I think is something warp. Something warp. Cell threat? Yeah. Who's attacking me? Oh, you. Oh, yeah, I see the Mad Hatter again. I kind of call that because I kept on seeing, I noticed like in all the other worlds, like earlier on, you kept seeing statues of the Mad Hatter's head, and I thought that was like kind of weird. I was like, why is this happening? And bam, turns out Mad Hatter is evil. Glitch Super Mario Land 2. I don't think I'm as familiar with that one. I do know Super Mario 64 is pretty busted. You can actually beat Super Mario 64 without collecting a single star. And that, like the shenanigans you do to accomplish that, kind of blows my mind. I know one of the like way earlier like one of the Mario games on like the NES and stuff like that. Whoops. The world record is at the point where people are fighting for like milliseconds. Like that is just how tight the world record has become for that. Let's save. You know, I bet you this is a stop time thing. Oh. Big Brain Gamer. That's me, Big Brain Gamer.
Time to jump in, time to jump through time. I'm dizzy.
I'm assuming that is a hint to stop time once more. This is a cool mechanic too. I'm always a slut for stuff that stops time in video games. Okay, so we can stop here and pause for a moment. You fall out of the level boundaries into the game data. That is fantastic. Yeah, Ocarina of Time is kind of at that point as well. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask both have Ace, so basically it's like they're able to access the console commands, even though it's like very much not a console commandy kind of game. Oh, it's not like, you know, a computer game where you can do that. Yeah, so like, note to self, we can't like grab onto these cogs. We gotta just jump the old-fashioned way. Made it. No, I don't think we get up that way. Oop. I do appreciate that the game at least doesn't, like, kill you here. This isn't like an abyss that kills you, it's an abyss that just restarts you. And we'll save there. Oh! Might have spoken a little too soon. That thing I just took damage was I was like too close to the center of it or something. Oh, gaming. I love out of bounds stuff like that. And you get to learn about like when stuff like that exists, you get to see cool things like what exists, like what the game decided to keep like outside of your view, but still like spawned into the room basically. It happens with loading zones too. Oh, like for example, using Ocarina of Time again, the loading zone for Jabu Jabu's belly is there as an adult. It's just positioned in such a way that adult Link normally can't ever get to it. But if you know some glitches, you're able to get over. You're able to like enter the area, which I think is pretty neat. Oh, what are we supposed to do here? Oop, didn't time that right. Okay, I see where we're supposed to go though. Oh, the death. The trains are hats in Fallout? I did not know that. I know, Birdly in Deltarune appear if you wrong warp at a certain area, like the frozen, like the frozen Birdly is actually programmed, like for some reason, and appears out of bounds in one room in Queen's basement, which is like such a weird place for it to be. Some people actually think that, like, for whatever reason, Toby put it there, like, for people to speedrun the game. Because Toby Fox is aware that people, like, speedrun his games, and he's cool with it. He's not, like, one of the people that will, like, edit, like, if there's, like, something that a casual player will never find but speedrunners use, he, like, won't edit it out, which is, like, really cool of him. Because some games, like A Hat in Time, actually do that, which kind of sucks for the people that speedrun that game. Like, we're talking about tricks that are stuff that's, like, frame perfect. A casual player is never going to accidentally discover. Like, you have to go out of your way in order to make the thing happen. Oh, right. We want to, like, jump onto this. It's alright, we quick saved. Yeah, this is what we're trying to do. So now we're in Queensland? Oh. Hey, it's my buddy. Jabberwocky? Oh, fight, fight, fight. It's like a Pokemon battle. They couldn't get the trains to move properly, so they gave NPCs train... That's hilarious. Classic Bastedo, am I right, though? No! My friend. Rude. Just gonna do my man like that?
How typical. How foolish you were to think you could overcome your guilt.
Yeah, so I have learned this doesn't really work in battle. I mean, yeah, in fights. That's the other cool thing about this game, too, is Oh, look, it freezes like that, though. I do like how it kind of is, like, exploring Alice's trauma and stuff, you know? Like, it does tackle, like, serious themes pretty well, I feel like. Oh yeah, so we did. Okay, what was that? He was just like striking right where I was. A little bit of health left. Okay, okay. So I thought the trick was like to maybe run at him. I don't think that's the trick. Yo, stop spitting fire at me, dude. Out of juice, out of juice, out of juice. Oh, dick. You got me. What if I just shoot you with the blunderbuss? Wait, where'd it go? Yeah, like, why can I not outrun? Like, I feel like I should be able to outrun that. Oh, well. Wait, why is Alice not shooting it? It's just like taking out the knife instead. Okay, weird. I mean, I'm at full magic. I don't see why it wouldn't be working. Does it just not work in boss fights? They have, like, deactivated? Alright, well, in lieu of that, I feel like the jacks do some pretty decent damage. It's like the way he attacks is kind of tough to deal with. Okay, and those aren't working. The jacks are basically how I beat him last time, too. Okay, so running at him didn't work that time. So, like, I don't outrun him, which is interesting. I'm not seeing what's supposed to be the way to avoid that attack. It just, like, happens to me. Like, running sideways doesn't work, running towards him, running backwards. You hit, like, every time. Maybe that works. It seems to just go back to where I was standing. It's like, maybe I just... Oh, is the staff not working? Is he just gonna fire at me? Okay, well, I feel like firing at him with the... Yeah, because it looks like he's, like, sideways. He's flying, like, somewhat sideways now. Okay, but, like, stop chasing me and blowing fire at me? That's just not fair. It does seem like that maybe forces him to land. Like, okay, I think he can't fly anymore. So I guess that means I've been doing damage. Whoa, whoa, you're fast. Kind of fast. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I just shot his wing off. Oh, I killed him. I killed him.
You've destroyed her guardian, Alice.
Matters Return looks into the topic, too.
Enter the
Yeah, I would imagine that the sequel also does touch upon those topics as well.
Can't the Red Queen be persuaded to surrender?
True words and logic rarely defeat evil intent. She is still strong, and so many have been harmed. They want revenge, which we call justice. She made this world.
So true,
and she
bestie.
must pay. You must lead our forces against her.
We're just kind of talking to the
I'm
Griffin.
not sure I know how to lead.
It's like slightly getting...
Do your best, Alice.
Zooming in on them.
You can only do your best. You can always do best.
Aww.
Without Griffin, our forces are leaderless, and a battle has begun. Deliver us from this evil, or let us perish.
Nice. Alright, I think that's going to be a good place for me to go take a quick little break. So, I'll be back in about, like, 3 minutes. Will also be a good time for you to get up and stretch or something like that, too. And then I think we're about to get into the last part of the game. So, I will see you all in a couple minutes. Alrighty, I've returned. Just like Alice has returned to Wonderland, right? Alright. Are we heading to the Queen's Palace? We're in Queensland still. I mean, the entire map has been unlocked now, so... Or like it's visible. Ah, okay, I figured we were about to head into, like, the final boss fight. I guess we kind of are, maybe. Oh, they fighting. Ooh, okay. Ooh, the dodges, the dodges. Safe. We're playing football now? Yes. But the plot twist is that it's American football. Oh, I see you coming. Doing a little quick save. I think I killed that guy right before he was about to attack again. Oh, there's a little rage lane up there too. Hey, you're not allowed to be on top of each other. That's cheating. Oh, they got me. Yeah, like, I could not imagine playing this game without, like, at least being able to save frequently and reloading. Like, if it always took you back to, like, the beginning of, like, area or something, I feel like that would just make this game, like, way too hard. Whoop. Oh, I thought I knocked... About to say, I thought I knocked that one into the lava, but his buddy did that for me. Hey, you know, if they're going to engage in some friendly fire, I am not going to complain. Let's get... Oh, these guys. Alright, we're getting closer and closer to the Queen. Jump on that. I see you over there. I'm gonna fire at your butt. guess that's the way to go. No, 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 that's where we just came from. Okay, that's curious. Let's see. Must have missed something. Oh no, that's not it. Ah, there we go. Little hidden area. Bring out the stuff. Hey, little guy, little guy. Give that another save. I think that guy just exploded. And you're practically going to explode too. Alice has no mercy for her enemies. I died. But I have quick save. Less health. From the angle below, I was like, what in the world is that? Alright, well, looks like we're about to enter the Queen's Palace. Wonder what kind of debauchery we're gonna see inside. I'm not sure if that cricket there is an enemy or not. You are, though. Ooh, it's only the amount of damage I took there. Should be fine, though. Alright, we're going up. Castle Keep.
The queen, my lord, incisors for the queen. Where is that wretched creature?
So true. Where is this bitch? Where's this bitch at? Oh, is that like blood? Ugh. Nasty. Got ourselves... Yeah, there's Tweedledee. I don't know, it's a plant? Mad Hatter. Is that the... Duchess? Don't think she looked like that.
Only a few find the way. Some don't recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to.
So true, bestie. Oh, he's still running. I want to say, yeah, it's definitely not open. So that's not open like this. Okay, so that makes a spade. I'm assuming the thing here is we're trying to find a heart. So one of these should reveal a heart. That, or I guess one of these we can actually just like walk through. That's a spade, so that one's going to be a heart then? That's just my assumption anyway. Oh, that's a diamond. Oh, it doesn't show the door up there, does it? Because my next thought is... when it faces that way, it's going to be a heart. And that's, like, going to be the way forward. Huh. And there's nowhere else to go. What about looking through here? That's probably not going to give me any useful advice.
What is sought is most often found if it is
Nope,
true.
he's just going to do his little philosophy and... Unless maybe, like, behind the port, like, over here? These are, like, false walls? I think otherwise I might have looked up the solution to this puzzle, because I'm not sure what you're supposed to do. Because we have, like, spade, diamond, clover. That's all I'm getting from this. It's not changing this room, is it? Unless anyone has any ideas before I look it up myself. Unless there's... The only thing I can think of is if there were another portrait somewhere. Because the implication is that, like, the heart one is missing. So I think that there's, like, another portrait somewhere. Oh, did I miss something? Let's quick save real quick. Oh, okay, we're in the spade room, so I have to pick which one it is then, right? Oh, spade was you, I think? Oh no, diamond? Okay, I see what we have to do now. So we're close now. Okay, so I have to hit the right ones in the right room. Okay, that's not too bad. If the enemies respawn, no, that was kind of annoying. And I'm imagining they're all going to be wrapped back in this room, too. Oh no, did I do it right? Okay, that is a cool puzzle. I like it. So I have to come back here each time I do it as well. So the Mad Hatter is spade. Neat. I wonder if this is just like a puzzle or if there's like... if I'm meant to like be interpreting something from this. Like this is her letting go of them or something. It's an interesting puzzle. I'd like it. Thing is, I cannot remember who the middle person was. Like, I know it's the Mad Hatter and Tweedledee, and like I thought maybe that was the Duchess, but I'm actually not too certain. Yeah, so Tweedledee is Clover. Or one of the Tweedles, anyway. Maybe that was the Centipede? Might have been a Centipede. Save 2. Oh wait, maybe that was the Jabberwocky, actually. That would make more sense than the Centipede, I think. And you respond. Give me your life force. Yeah, so if I did not realize that there was like a room over there, I would have been lost on that one for a while. I definitely would have had to have looked it up. Quick save again.
Bravery and I are not on intimate terms. My natural curiosity is tempered with caution. Thus I've lived long.
So true,
Now,
Cat.
ignoring my instinct to flee or fib, I speak the truth without regard to consequence. Your courage deserves no less. You've suffered great pain, and you've caused some. You've endured deep grief and feelings of guilt, but you will be tested by a more wrenching anguish, Alice.
The door is like opening and the cat's next to it
You
talking.
and this Red Queen cannot both survive. You are two parts of the same.
Oh, hell no. Okay, Cheshire's cat, like, his head just exploded. Damn. Fucked up. Alright, time to shit on the queen.
Who am I?
Off with her head.
Oh yeah, so she looks all, she's got like tentacle, like feet and stuff. Oh, you can kind of see it. Oh, the instant freeze. Okay, health appears over there. Oh, she can like psychically grab me.
Who am I?
Off with her head.
Oh yeah, her like face fault, like her face like comes off too. I'm like trying to time that to see if I can get that like little bomb thing that appears to like actually hit her. That thing. Oh yeah, so if I get hit by that, she just like flings me. Oh, big one. Okay, I feel like that probably was like a first phase thing right there, maybe. Health, health, health. Okay, yeah, so it's basically just like her face, I think, is the weak point. Nasty. So that's gotta be like just phase 1 or something. Alright, I'm becoming Super Saiyan. Oh yeah, there we go, see? She's alive! Oh, no, what's that? Gross?
I rule Wonderland alone. Your interference will not be tolerated.
This realm is for grown-ups. Raw, well-ordered, ruthless, careening on the jagged
Oh,
edge
it's
of
like her...
reality.
It's like Alice's face inside of it.
They cannot survive here. You fear the truth. You live in shadows.
It's like the monster, then the Mad Hatter, then like Alice's is like inside that mouth.
To the sterile safety of your self-delusions, or risk inevitable annihilation. If you destroy me, you destroy yourself. Leave now, and some hollow part of you may survive. Stay. I will break you down. You will lose yourself forever!
See, unfortunately, cutscenes are kind of janky with this, I guess because like it's an older game. And sometimes they just don't get rendered properly, so like freezes on OBS. I can watch them perfectly fine though, it's just capturing them like that doesn't work. Okay, she's now become a big, scary monster. Oh, Alice, get up, get up. I'm also not entirely certain where we're meant to be attacking. Oh, we're on drugs. Like, I'm not sure if it's like red because of the lighting or if that means I'm doing damage. Well, I think I was maybe supposed to grab whatever that is there. I know, I'm glad the game actually gave you the moving hands and everything. The blunderbuss? Okay, so there's a blunderbuss there. I don't know if that's telling me that's the only way to damage her or what. Oh, I don't even have it out yet. I think it failed because I didn't have full magic. Or maybe it's just like a one-off thing? Oh, I missed that jump because everything was all fucky from being poisoned. Okay, so I think it's whenever, like, the stomach opens up. That is when she becomes vulnerable. Oh, no, 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 not poison, not poison. I don't know if that did it or not. Oh, that was so close. It's funny, I might not even be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just assuming we're supposed to fire the blunderbuss when, like, that mouth on her torso opens up. I mean, it feels like she's kind of taking damage. Oop. Oh, this is something. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hope you have good sleep, and I'll catch you around sometime. Oh, so that does a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and save down here. So we do in fact need full magic. See, I'm assuming that's doing something because her her hand's getting like that effect on it, which like feels like it means that she's taking damage. All right, good thing I auto quick save right there. Okay, I think she's going down too quickly for me to get her. Open up that pretty mouth. See, I also don't actually know if it's supposed to be open or not. I feel like we kind of do damage even when it's not. Because I think her hand, like her other hand, like, I think it's gone now. So I think that is, in fact, what we're meant to be doing. Yeah, because her body, like, makes a bunch of colors. So I think we're doing it right. Okay, we were doing it right. And we blew her up. We won. Game over. Victory. It's like pieces of steak. I'm kind of hungry now. Oh, we got a cutscene. Oh, you can actually see it too. I see on OBS. GG's, maybe? GG's? Oh yeah, yeah, look at that. The queen, we saved the queen. Alright, that's a statue of us. Oh, the rabbit's okay. Okay, cool, so everyone comes back to life too, it looks like. Cheshire Cat. And the Mad Hatter is back too. Happily ever after. Meow. So yeah, cool. The game was kind of like her sort of overcoming her, They that did dream. Yeah, kind of like overcoming her trauma, I suppose. Interesting, no music during the credits. Alright, well, looks like we beat American McGee's Alice. And that was right, I was able to beat it in one last stream. So yeah, not like a terribly long game. Well, I did like a 3.5 hour stream, 2.5, then another 2 hours. So I guess easily beatable under 10 hours. That was fun, that was fun. I mean, like I said a couple of times, some of the platforming I don't think aged too well. A little bit of the combat too, maybe. But I do feel like it kind of got countered by the fact there is quick saving and quick loading. So once you kind of like utilize that quite a lot, it's not really as frustrating for the gameplay. Otherwise, yeah, like I love the atmosphere, the characters, the music was really good, the general like aesthetic of everything. Oh, good stuff. I don't know if there's going to be a little ending cutscene or not, so we're just gonna sit here for a moment. I wonder how much longer the sequel is, or if it's like about the same length. I'd be a bit surprised if it was shorter, but I think this game kind of goes to show that even if a game is fairly short, it can still have a lot of content, like a lot of just bang for your buck, a nice oomph. But yeah, like I feel like this is the sort of game where like as a kid I could have, decided once a year, maybe for a weekend was just the Alice weekend and just like play this game once or twice maybe. Although honestly, once you know like where to go and everything, I feel like you could probably casually play through this game like in a whole day. But yeah, very fun. I'm glad to have finally played it. I suppose I might have wanted maybe more like cutscenes and stuff like that. I guess that would be my only other kind of critique, just because like I think the world and the concept was really cool. So it kind of made me like makes me itch for a little bit more, you know. Sean Redwood Martin. I wonder if he's maybe from Washington State or something. Dog Spike. I know where all these people are now. So, I mean, they worked on this 20 years ago. I know American McGee himself is living in, like, Shanghai or something. I think he moved there in, like, the early 2000s. Oh, this is, like, different credits. Oh, so I guess that's it. Well, then I guess that's it.